Good afternoon, everybody. I'm not sure if our first video ever made it to you or not, but we're giving it a second try. We're going to go live again with the Healthy at Home episode 8 featuring our kitchen, and we're going to talk about your joint health, of course, and how your joints can be better affected by the choices, the food choices that you make. Because the food that you put into your body has a direct impact on what's happening at your joint level. So we're going to discuss that today, and I just want to reach out and thank everybody for their support over the last number of months. We've been doing 8 of these episodes. It's hard to believe, and here we are at our final one, our favorite, our last but not least, but talking about food. So let's get into it. We're going to talk about macronutrients. Macronutrients are your carbohydrates, your proteins, your fats. These are where your majority of your calories should be coming from. So when we talk about carbohydrates, a lot of people get uptight and they try to limit their carbs. I'm trying to cut back on my carbs. But essentially, your body needs carbs. Your brain is fueled by glucose, which is a byproduct of the carbohydrate family. So we need to consume carbohydrates for the optimum source of fuel, which is that glucose. But the distinction here is in what type of carbohydrate are you choosing? Are you choosing the refined carbohydrates? Are you choosing the complex carbohydrates? The refined carbohydrates are those ones that have been processed. They're the ones that have been ripped apart of all their nutrients, devoid of everything good, and enriched with other things to make it palatable. But these things are foreign to our human body. The body doesn't know what's being put into these enriched substances, so we get a reaction. So what happens is that we get your immune system firing up. If your immune system fires up in recognition of these foreign invaders, then we're going to have an immune reaction. And if you have joint pain, if you have back pain, this is going to fuel it. So you can see how this is going to dial up your symptoms. Now, these things would be foods like white breads, white pastas, white rice, your cakes, your breakfast cereals. Now, this is kind of like a car. If you go to the gas station and you put in your regular gas, it's going to burn pretty quick. It's not as going to be as a clean of a burn as your other forms of fuel, but it's going to spike up and then it's going to come down. So it's a little bit of a dirtier gas. The same thing with your refined carbohydrates. You're going to have an insulin spike, you're going to have a rush of energy, then you're going to have a carb crash, and you're not going to be satisfied as longer, and you're going to have an insulin spike, which for those, if you're trying to manage your sugar levels, this is going to be a problem. This is going to create spikes that you don't want. So pro-inflammatory, insulin spikes, sugar crashes, these are all things you don't want. Now let's talk about what you do want. These are where most of your calories should be coming from, is the complex carbohydrates. These are your plants, your fruits and vegetables, your legumes, your seeds, your nuts, whole grains. So these are things that burn longer. This is your high test gas, guys. This is the fuel that's going to keep you running all day. You're not going to have your spikes and your crashes. You're going to have a nice steady flow of good quality gas. This is going to be your anti-inflammatory family, where you're going to have a dialing back of your symptoms. So maybe your joints aren't going to hurt, maybe your back's not going to hurt as much. So it's interesting, you can see how you can control, engage how much you can control your symptoms based on what you put in your mouth. So I challenge you tonight or tomorrow to make a different choice for your carbs. So instead of reaching for the white bread, maybe you're going to have the whole grain bread. Or maybe you're going to opt for gluten-free pasta instead of white pasta, plain pasta, because gluten's also a pro-inflammatory. If you're already on this track, what if I challenge you further and I suggest spaghetti squash? So roasting this and having spaghetti dinner with your spaghetti squash, and now we're getting more plants. So you can see how you can make these subtle changes in your diet by just simple little changes. So that's enough about the carbs for now. What if we talk about fats? Everybody heads for the hills. Oh, reduced fat, low fat, no fat. But your brain is 60% fat. Your brain needs fats. So what kind of fats are we going to give it? You've got 2 choices. You've got the hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated fats. These are like your trans fats. These are not good. These are like your margarines, your pre-packaged foods. These are the ones that are going to give you a whole lot of problems, including more inflammation to your joints. You do not want that. So if we're going to choose healthier fats, what can we choose? Well, we're going to go for our olive oils. Maybe we're going to go for our avocado oil. We're going to go for things like avocados. We're going to make other choices to help support the fats. Maybe it's fatty fish. These are better choices for the fat family. These are going to be more anti-inflammatory, so dialing back that joint inflammation. So for the fats, I challenge you for the fat problem to try something else. So instead of putting your favorite salad dressing from the store on your salad tonight, what if you made your own? What if you made white wine vinegar with olive oil or avocado oil and put that as your choice of fat on your dressing? Or what if for your sandwich tomorrow, instead of lathering it in margarine or butter, what if you sliced up an avocado and used a whole food instead as a nice substitute, as a nice creamy plant-based substitute? It's going to feed your brain with good fats. Now, if foods are difficult to get in terms of good quality fats, what if we supplement with the omegas? Omegas are all the rage right now. They're protective for your skin, your hair, your heart, your brain, your joints. You name it, it protects it. The type that I prefer is a plant-based or a vegan type of omega, which bypasses the fish and goes right to the algae source to derive the EPA and DHA that we need for our omegas. So this is one that I use and that my children use as well, and that you can also reach out to me if you're interested. But any supplement with omega would be very protective for your joints, but all of the other organ systems that I mentioned. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about what else you can do to support healthy fats. So now we're going to talk about protein, the third macronutrient. Two types of protein again. We've got your animal protein and your plant protein. Now for those of you who have watched Game Changers, you know where I'm going with this. I won't get too much into detail over the debate between plants and animals. However, I think we all know as a society we consume too many animal fats. And with that, there's a whole host of cardiovascular issues that come along with that. I won't delve into that too much, but that's going to be pro-inflammatory. That's going to drive up that inflammation in your joints and your back and your spine and everywhere else that you have joint inflammation. Now, if you were to make another choice, what if you were to choose the plant variety? So what if you're going to go for more of your plant proteins? This would be a better source of protein. We can do things like good quality soybeans. So I say good quality because non-GMO or organic. We've got quinoa. That's another source of great protein. What about tofu? These are other things that you can use. I used to have a protein shake that was sitting here, but my kids drank it. It was a plant-based protein shake, and that's the kind that I use to support our family for better choices of plant protein. 12.5 grams of plant protein. Kids are safe for it. Adults, nursing moms, you name it. So that's another way that you can get more good quality protein into your diet. Now we've talked all about the macronutrients. Let's talk about the micronutrients. So these are the vitamins and the minerals that we need in smaller quantities, but still we need them for bone health, for your immune function, for your blood clotting, you name it, we need these things. So some of us decided to outsource and we get these vitamins and micronutrients from multivitamins perhaps, maybe it's vitamin D, these are all well-needed things. I choose to use more of a whole food concept, something that's more natural and bioavailable to the body. So I choose to supplement, if you will, or feed my body with things like whole foods in a capsule. So 30 different fruits and vegetables in a capsule form, which bridges my gap. So when I'm not getting enough fruits and vegetables, I know that I'm getting that good quality non-GMO form of whole food nutrition into my diet. Now, how many of you can say that you get 7 to 13 servings of whole foods in your diet every day, plants and vegetables? Probably not many of us. And that's the reason why we need to bridge this gap. So if you're interested in this concept of whole food nutrition and how to bridge that gap and for your own family, because my children take the chewable forms, let me know, reach out to me, comment below, and we'll have a discussion about that. Finally, the water. So water is so important. It's the foundation of our very being, but we don't get enough of it. Now, what happens when we sleep at night? Our body is busy resting, but it's also busy repairing. That's what we don't realize. Our body is fixing all of those things that need fixing. It's helping you heal from little injuries. It's helping make all those subtle changes at night to your DNA, to your whole cellular structure that we need to function as human beings. But what do we do with the waste? When it's finished repairing, what do we do with these toxins? And that's where a glass of warm water with lemon comes in first thing in the morning. So instead of reaching for that cup of coffee, I know people are going to say, no, I can't do it. Try a glass of warm water with lemon first thing in the morning. Cleanse your system, cleanse your kidneys first, then have your cup of coffee or your cup of tea. But this water intake, we should be getting 8 glasses of water a day, and a lot of us don't. We need to increase our water intake, maybe add fruit to it, make it look really pretty and fancy, something that you want to drink. Keep it handy in a thermos. Make sure we're cleansing and getting enough so we have more of an anti-inflammatory effect in our body. So those are just some things that I wanted to share with you today. I really hope that you can take one of these things, at least one, and challenge yourself. Like I mentioned, put yourself in a position where you can make choices over, instead of white bread, the whole grain bread, or maybe it's the avocado on toast, or maybe it's trying the quinoa, or maybe reaching out for something like tofu, or maybe you're interested in whole food nutrition. Any of these things, I hope I've challenged you a little bit. Now, if you want a further challenge, I have a Facebook group called Healthy Starts Here, and it's a great network of people that are all supporting each other with healthy living, healthy ideas, great recipes. And right now we have a 10-day challenge on right now where we're challenging ourselves to make healthier choices. So if you're interested in joining, it's not too late. We'd love to have you. Just comment below and I'd be happy to join you in that group, and you can get exposed to all of this wonderful network of support. If you'd like to chat more about whole foods in general and how to get access to them, let me know, comment below. And keep in mind, let food be thy medicine, not medicine be thy food. And if you keep that concept where 80% of our nutrition is coming from plants and vegetables and fruits and vegetables, we'll have a far better effect on our joints and our muscles and our overall health. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining and for listening and following all these weeks. I love your comments. Reach out to me below. This video will be made available also on our website at gravenhurstchiropractic.com under our videos tab. So you can always reference this for yourself or others. And thank you again for all those who have been following live right now. I appreciate your support and your questions and your likes and such. And thank you to my videographer, Zara, who is holding the camera right now and really likes to be involved in this whole series. So thanks, everybody. Make those healthy choices and reach out to me for any questions. Have a great night.